in our last location, but somehow it didn't work now. So we're learning. So
Quick hi, KW Kid. Hi there. Hi, Maria.
Maria says, "Don't mess with it."
Hi, Richard. Hi, John. Hi, Scott. Hi, Toro
Porco.
Porco.
Yeah, Porco.
Hello, Gennaro.
Hi, folks.
Orbitson. Hi. Welcome, everyone. Nice to have you join us again.
It was crazy. Here's a guy, Serge, or it's Serge actually. He likes to go by Serge, in Ukraine, in Kiev this morning with his guitars. And we're doing this live feed, and we're having a great conversation before, because about 25 minutes before the show, he comes on and we talk. And it's great. We're having a great conversation. And then we go on live and no one can hear him. And I can hear him the entire time. So these kind of things happen. Not sure why, but that's what happened. We're also working at getting a better camera.
We're on Zoom here right now, right?
We're not on Zoom. I thought we were going to go through Zoom, because we use a software called Ecamm, and but we're learning. And there's no way sometimes to do a dry run with this software because I don't know how to do it. But again, we used to use this software. We're using it again because we want to use the MacBook and we want to use the microphone. So you should be hearing slightly better quality on mic than you did when we were in. This is a fairly big echoey room. It's got a high ceiling. So check, 1, 2, 3. Check. There you go. Anyway, thanks for everyone who watched Serge this morning, or Serge. Sorry, I'm French. I say Serge. Because he was going through some stuff, it's a hard thing for his wife's in Poland, his kids are in Poland. He's trying to raise money not only for himself and his family, but also they're saving animals. Whenever he gets donations, he says, we don't need that much. We're giving it to other organizations. And so that was really, really cool. And people started giving us super chats, and it's great if you ever want to donate to the channel. But we were trying to tell everyone this morning, you know what? If you want to donate to the channel, donate now. But we were telling everyone this morning, don't donate to the channel. This is basically for Serge and his friends.
Hello, Hike with Mike. Welcome.
Hike with Mike, hey.
Surfer Boy, hello from Boston. John Shannon, friends and friends of friends.
A lot of you guys were on this morning.
I think it's great when you're actually doing quite a few live feeds now. But even before that, when I kind of, will chime in, and I see so many people on there who are just busy chatting amongst themselves. And it's kind of neat because it's a nice little community for sure.
Well, people are starting to meet each other, and there's a few people that I've met through this channel who want to come on live when, as we say, when beep happens. Be my guest, come on. With this new software with Ecamm, we can have guests. You can come on and basically chat with us if you want. We can send you an invite, and all of a sudden you're here. We'd have to go on through Zoom, but that's the way it goes.
And Gennaro, you got it. Press the like button, please.
Thank you very much.
We really appreciate that, for sure.
Yeah. It's sometimes, again, for most of my existence on YouTube, and even after Shannon joined up, I keep forgetting to tell people to like and that's what makes a big difference.
Toro Porco.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Is it live or is it Memorex?
This is live. Yeah, thank you for.
Classic.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It is an interesting thing going on live, because we have plans for Rock History Book, the other channel, to basically do a Today in History every single day live. And I like doing it. I like being under pressure when I'm on the air. One of my favorite things of being on the air was doing the morning show. And I liked riding at the seat of your pants, basically never knowing what's going to happen next. So we're going to do that with Rock History Book in the next few weeks. Today in History every single day. You don't have to be live with us, but I'm basically going to do it because with this software, I can have a roll with people's faces. I can replace, my mug with, hey, it's Barbra Streisand's birthday. Click. There she is.
So, Gennaro, why is Shannon on the left side of you, John? Do you usually sit on this side?
You know what it is? It's because this seat
is really low.
Yeah.
And although I'm tall, but when I sit down, I look shorter. So I would be like down.
When I met Shannon, I went, man, you have really long legs. She says, you know what? Not long enough for modeling in Europe, because she modeled for 5 years. But to go to Europe, you had to be extra tall. And she's 5'9", and I'm 5'10". So, and of course, being 11 years older than her, I'm starting to shrink. Everything shrinks. And so I think are we the same height yet? Or am I still taller?
Oh. Hi, Jeff. He says hi to us from Utah.
Hey.
Ermine, nice clean look, you two. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Maria says this is as live as it gets. LOL.
Yeah. Shannon says I had a radio station shirt on from the station I work for in Vancouver. And she said, Shannon always does, you're not going to wear that, are you? I wore it for 2 interviews today, but I can take it off. She said, wear a nice shirt. You have such a nice shirt. I said, okay, sure.
Elfton, greetings from Milwaukee. Surfer Boy, I wasn't able to make the live with Serge this morning. Really wanted to. I have so much respect for him, but I'll watch it tonight. It
doesn't look like anytime soon. And he's kind of insinuated he wasn't sure how Leonid and friends were going to be accepted in the U.S. Not that they have anything to do with what Putin's doing, but they're still a mostly Russian band touring around. And I'm hoping, of course, that they get treated really nicely because they have nothing to do with this. But interestingly, their lead singer, who's Ukrainian, Serge, can't tour with them because he has to stay there, not only because he wants to defend his country, but also his father's not doing well and he wants to help his father out. He won't leave without his dad. And he has other relatives there as well. And he corrected me this morning. I thought his wife was a presenter on Ukrainian TV. She's a producer. So she's actually higher than that. She produces.
Hello, Spacey. Good evening to you.
Hello.
Gennaro, sorry that Bobby Rydell passed away.
That was really sad. It kind of hit me. You know, I mean, when you spend a couple of hours, even though the interview we put up is only 45 minutes, we were just talking about so much stuff that I really couldn't use on the air. Which I listened to today, the entire interview. And I'm glad I didn't put the whole thing up because we're just, talking about some people and stuff. And anyway.
Snowman, hello, folks. Hope you're well.
Hey.
Surfer Boy, everything shrinks, John.
There's shrinkage.
Gravity's a cruel mistress.
There's shrinkage.
Shrinkage is real.
Shanny put me on the keto diet, and I've been trying. Oh, is your phone? Oh, it's here.
Is yours here?
No, it's plugged in. Danica, you have to sit down. Thank you. She sneaks on her phone. She's autistic.
Anne says your nose and ears grow. Yes, as you age, guys.
Yours doesn't. You have little ears.
I don't know.
Shannon has little ears. She has little feet and little ears.
Fraser says, hey, John, loving the new haircut.
Thank you.
And I tell him every 4 weeks, got to get it trimmed. Got to get it just so it's looking just so.
There was this gentleman who, we used to go to this barber shop. We first got here in Moncton. We went to this barber shop, and the guy, what was his name? The guy that he cut our hair a few times and he moved on. I forget his name. Anyway, this guy was cutting our hair. We didn't really get a chance to know him very well. And he was really funny. And at one point, he told us the joke that this guy was telling jokes, this Filipino guy in the corner. And you can tell he's the life of the party, right? And he says when that guy got his cards, he goes around, everyone's sitting down and getting their haircuts. He come up to every customer, he goes, and someone else is cutting their hair. He goes, nice haircut, but could be better. Here's my card. He's giving it to other clients of other haircut, what do you call them? Groomers. So anyway, our friend leaves, and then we make an appointment. I said, I want the funny guy. I want to know what his name is, and I want to go to him. And it turns out he's the owner. And he just was such an incredibly funny guy. All he plays is blooper videos in front when you're getting a haircut. Anyway, he cut my hair, and it was a lot of fun. When you cut your hair, you want to go to someone who you find very entertaining. And he told me where all the great Filipino places to eat in Moncton and where to get like good discounts. And it was just fun. It was fun.
Settle Shark, the best rock talk show on YouTube. Thanks, guys.
Oh, thanks.
Brandon says, good morning from Australia. Next concert is Steve Hackett in June.
Our topic, completely forgot. Steve Hackett. I have another interview. It's not scheduled yet, but I get a feeling because there's live stuff coming out that we'll have another interview with Steve, which would make it, I think, the 7th time, I think. Notice we have our logo on there now because of the software. It allows us to have the watermark of our logo on here, which is kind of cool.
Sean says, hello all, happy Friday.
Hi, Sean.
Surfer Boy says the Boston Marathon, which is in a week, banned all Russian runners, which I think is wrong.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because they really have nothing. I mean, that's the thing about generally the Russian people, even though they believe in a lot of the propaganda that's there, I can understand why they do. I mean, the news is government run, right? So, but we don't want to get too political, but it's awful what's happening there. And by the way, please like our video. Let me see. Oh my God. That's awful. You see, okay, hold on.
Everything's hidden. Okay.
Oh, that was hidden.
Yeah.
So no one saw that? Oh my God, that was an awful comment. That guy had a dirty mind.
Let's just see where I'm going on here. Brandon Steele says, not a fan of the new Pink Floyd track.
Well, it's so different, right? And it doesn't sound like Pink Floyd until David Gilmour does the solo. It's a beautiful solo. And it's for a good cause. And when we were doing the live feed, a lot of people were saying, most people were not siding with Roger Waters, the fact that he's not on that track. It was just Nick Mason and David Gilmour. And of course, Richard Wright died quite a few years ago. But the headlines wrote Pink Floyd reunion. And I thought long and hard before I put that. I'm going, just because everyone's saying that, should I say it? Well, I'll say it. And but right off the bat, we said Roger Waters was not part of that. So.
Getty says, Bobby Rydell, super nice guy. Thanks for the great interview.
Thank you very much. He was a pleasure. And I mentioned during the sign-off, basically when we did his tribute, that I asked him, I said, you have some cohorts that you play with. Can I have some numbers? And he said, no problem. He worked right on it right away. And it was him that did it. And he really enjoyed the interview, and I enjoyed talking to him, you know. Again, I looked up people who had hits the year I was born in 1960, and Valaria was a big hit in 1960. And I went, I know Bobby Rydell. I'll contact him. And it turns out he had just written a book, so I was pretty sure I'd get him. And back then we were doing a lot of phoners. I wish he would have come on, but I'm sure if I would have asked him, he would have come on. Frankie Avalon actually said he was going through a lot of stuff near the end because he posted a video, I think today or yesterday. Just say because they're all Philly. They grew up in the same block, a few blocks from each other in Philly. So,
Fraser J. John's shirt should be an album cover. It's amazing.
I think it's stamps. It's stamps.
It is. It's all stamps.
World stamps.
He always has to be careful what kind of shirts he brings in because before you were usually behind a green screen or in front of a green screen, and it really did.
The nicest shirt she ever bought me was a Robert Graham shirt,
and it didn't even show up. It was
it was here. It was here. There was a big green part there, and it. So I don't really use the green screen anymore. Not that we won't use it. We'll probably use it for our sister channel, which is Nail Sheet, where we're going to start reporting. I like reporting on entertainment, and because I find entertainment reporters very annoying. They all have exactly the same personality. It's just one person. Every entertainment reporter known to mankind. And they're way too happy about everything.
Spacey says, I want to see my group Yes, but they still don't have any U.S. dates yet.
Who is it?
Spacey. Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, John Anderson's doing some dates. I haven't looked into where he's playing, but I'm thinking of trying to corral him again for another interview. So Shannon's looking over there at her daughter. Because sometimes I don't know why we call it munchy. When she's having a bad night, we say she's munchy, which usually means you're hungry. But we always say munchy. You probably have your own words at home where you say things where I'm going, doesn't make any sense. But it's our words.
Kevin Walsh, Rock History Music is a first-rate show. Do you plan to have Kenny Loggins back on after his book comes out? Yes.
And we have a direct connection to his publicist. So I'm looking forward to having him back on. He was really sweet because in the beginning he was having a really bad connection with us, and he the message he left me I still have on my phone because whenever I have an interview and if I have a backup number, I usually keep the number. If anyone ever steals my phone, you wouldn't believe the numbers on my phone. It's like a who's who of rock and roll, but at the same time I keep them, and you're not supposed to use them. Because, it's Kenny Loggins' cell phone number. But anyway, he called up, and there I'm going, Kenny Loggins is calling me. Oh, okay. And it's because we had a bad connection. And he said, who's the pretty lady when he saw Shannon, because Shannon wants to say hi. And then we lost the connection right away. And then he came back on. He said, "Oh, apologize. Was that your wife? Apologize. Sorry." Nice man.
Ghetto says, my next concert is Dave Matthews Band. I have
cool.
never seen them, but love Carter. Can't wait. Got great seats.
You're going to love it. Yeah. One of the greatest bands of the last 20, 30 years. Dun, 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 dun.
Bob C. Perry, just saw Eagles twice in the last 2 weeks. Going to see Lindsey Buckingham in 2 weeks. Just got tickets for Roger Waters' first show in 4 years. July in Pittsburgh.
Oh, way to go.
Nice.
Our son Chase's ex-girlfriend, who's a really good friend of his, and even still of ours, because we love her dearly, she just went to a concert and caught COVID, and she was wearing a mask. She's immune compromised, but she's doing okay, right?
Yes.
Alicia, yeah. Sweet girl. We love her. She's like a daughter.
Elfton says, at the moment, our next concert is Rod Stewart with Cheap Trick, opening in Milwaukee Summerfest.
Wow.
Nice. It's nice to hear so much about, even with COVID, and of course still having, it's not gone, but just starting to hear who's going to what concerts and just, we're
living vicariously through you. We're not quite, Shannon's got immune compromise, so we have to be incredibly careful. Chase has a job at Costco. Danica's starting to go to her day program. She's autistic, as you probably heard before, and we're really careful, but you can only do so much. Excuse me.
Snowman, I bought a ticket to see the Doobie Brothers concert in Camden, New Jersey in June.
Right on.
Nice.
I'm working on trying to get an interview. I want to talk to Pat Simmons. He's kind of like the glue that kept all the incarnations of the Doobie Brothers together. You gotta love Pat Simmons. I cheat the hangman. Great song.
And Pat says, Pat Paradise Rock Stations in...
Oh, Sioux Falls.
Says hello.
Yeah.
Jeff Hansen, next concert is Nightwish, then Sabaton at the end of summer.
I don't know them. Nightwish, but Sabaton? I don't know. I'm probably not even saying it right. I don't know who that is.
There's your brother chiming in. Good evening, guys. Looking good. Hey, Charles.
Hey, Charles. Come back and see us. We had a good weekend. Charles came, and I'm lucky in my family. There was two siblings who were close, like extra close. It was me and my little brother Charles, who's 4 years younger than me, and my sister and my older brother. They were close because they were brother and sister, but really the glue with the siblings in my family was my brother and I. So it's kind of cool. And we lost my older brother a couple of years before I met Shannon in '97.
Carrie Crouch, hey guys, joining late. John, looks like you're losing weight. Yes.
Oh my God! Someone finally noticed.
Yes, he is.
Someone noticed. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was dehydrated the other day, and has anyone ever gone through this? Let me just go off topic for a second. When I get dehydrated, my body will tell me by my knees hurting, like especially on the outside of the knee. And I've noticed I'm going, and Shannon came up to me, she says, the last time this happened, you were dehydrated. You weren't drinking enough water. And I went, duh. I even said it last time, when I get dehydrated, my knees start hurting. So I started drinking Gatorade, but I'm feeling very bloated now because I drank a lot of Gatorade. But my knee immediately starts feeling better. It's a slow process because that's basically water down there.
But
right?
Carrie, we actually put him on the sort of a light keto diet, so nothing super heavy. But
cheated tonight.
But he's been doing really well. It seems to work for him. So a lot of times it's just kind of cutting carbs, cutting out rice, pastas, all that stuff. You're not a big sugar person.
I don't eat sweets.
But it's just all around better for his health.
Well, I have it in my stomach. That's all. I mean, I'm not big anywhere, and I'm not big in my stomach, but I still want it. I want a little bit more chiseled. And I walk usually, and that's one of the reasons I mentioned dehydration thing. Mm-hmm. I couldn't even walk. And I walk a lot. The weather, probably where you're at too, is getting nicer. And Shannon's always up for a walk. Always. She likes to walk. Hi, Danica.
Says, when I'm dehydrated, I get cramps. So that's...
Really, eh? I mean, pretty soon, guys, in a couple of years, we'll be talking about Hi, it's medical conditions with John and Shannon. Shannon still looks like she's 25, and I look like a boot.
Brandon says, Primus released a new song and are also touring the Farewell to Kings album by Rush.
Oh, yeah, Primus is well, when you got a bassist like that. I was just talking to Andy Curran tonight, who just released today the album Envy of None with Alex Lifeson. And he gave us a lot of interesting stories, interesting backstories on Neil Peart. And he also ran into people who to this day tell him it's Peart. And he'll go, I kind of knew him, but it's Peart. It's Peart. And it's strange. He was the A&R guy for Anthem Records. I mean, basically they hired him. And they still, it's like he has to argue with them when he really knew him. Danica, can you? Okay, I have to take my phone.
I just noticed. Sorry. Stephen says, good evening from Maine. Hi, Stephen. Hike with Mike. No next concerts for me in the future. I live out of the country and I rarely and reluctantly will go to cities. Even to see a concert, just don't dig cities, even though I was born in New York City.
You know, when it gets out of your system, even for us, I've lived in my adult life, I moved away from this province in New Brunswick in eastern Canada, and I was in northeast. Now we live in the southeast. When I left, it was one of those, see you later, suckers, you know, because I wanted to get into radio and be a big-time radio star, right? I mean, when you're that age, you think radio will make you a big star, which in fact it doesn't. You're in a room by yourself, a 6x6 room for the most part. Now and then you MC a concert. It is a great place to meet women, though. This is not how I met Shannon. She didn't care I was in radio. And most of the time when you meet someone, they don't really care you're in radio. It's not a big deal. Unless you're hosting an event, and that's the best time to meet someone. So anyway, I've lived in major cities most of my entire life. And now that we're in a smaller place, it took us a while.
It did.
But we're used to it now. You like it. You didn't. Shannon kept saying, well, we'll be here for 5 years. Then she'll go, well, chances are we'll be here for 2 years. And I go, what? And it was her way of trying to tell me that she wasn't used to this yet. But you've really...
Because in the beginning, I'm like, for sure we'll be here a year. Well, for sure we'll be here a year.
It's okay.
So yes, but New Brunswick is beautiful.
Hey, there's Irene.
As I said, hi Irene. As I said
Hi,
before,
Irene.
the people are incredibly friendly here, and it's just it's like it's just
crazy friendly here.
super friendly.
Like I can't like the other night.
Our neighbors are friendly. We've got great neighbors on either side of us.
Alan,
The whole
Martina,
the whole area is just,
Bob and Pat over there. We've got
it's just so nice.
Leah and Jamie over here. Not that these names mean anything to you, but just like within a week we knew all their names. And they were all saying, oh, we'll have barbecues and stuff when it's nicer. And
We've got Renee and Jeff up the street.
Renee and Jeff are great, yeah. And it's been wacky. Like last night, because I had to get some Gatorade. I go into this dimly lit service station, going to pick up Chase at Costco, and there's a guy on the side, and he's kind of looking shifty. And there's not a lot of light there, but I said, where do I park? So I parked there. And I'm not one of those scaredy cat guys, but I'm 5'10". I'm just average looking guy. And so I'm thinking, well, I don't know what he's doing there, but I've got to park. So I'm going to park there. And then I passed by and I said, hey man, how's it going? He said, man, is it cold? Are you finding it cold? And I'm going, this guy's like my best friend all of a sudden. You know, he's having a smoke, and after a while he said, hey man, do you want to smoke? He wants my history, tells me his, and I'm going, I gotta go pick up my son here. But I tell him, I says, I moved here, moved away in 79, and I didn't recognize the fact that everyone was so friendly. He says, well, no one does when they're 19, right? No one, you don't really, you just take it for granted. Take everything for granted when you're 19. Shannon, you're really friendly.
Super friendly. Sean says, my next concert will be Kim Mitchell here in Ottawa on April 21st. And just 2 days after that, I'll be seeing Bruce.
Bruce Coburn.
Two of Canada's finest guitarists. Nice.
Bruce Corburn's an excellent guitarist. A lot of people should know Bruce Coburn. Man, that guy can play guitar. It's crazy.
Fraser J. John, have you heard Simon Phillips' new album, Protocol?
Someone just sent it to me, yeah. Yeah, he's always mind-blowing. What he can do on drums is crazy. And whenever Chase listens to him, he says, oh, I better practice. Oh, my God. I've emailed Simon or text Simon, wherever you are, Simon. But it shows he didn't read it. So I'm either changed phones or I'm not on the A-list anymore. I don't know.
Randall says, going to see Roxy Music at the Forum in LA in September.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Driver 2616, good morning from Ireland again. Hi.
Speaking of Roxy music, Brian Ferry, Kiss and Tell is one of my all-time favorite songs from the 80s. I just love that song. You like Slave to Love a lot. You're more of a Slave to Love, around the same era.
Ermine says, John, I'm on the fence. Should I get America tickets for myself and two brothers for April 22nd?
Yes. Yeah, I remember I caught myself once going, I'm lying. I said I introduced America. Actually, when I look back at it, I'm going, I introduced the opening act for America. I didn't introduce America. I went backstage and hung out with America because I'd already interviewed Jerry Beckley. Not Dewey Bunnell, though. And Dan Peek, of course, is dead. But, and Dan Peek was gone from the band in 77 or 78, something like that. I think he released his first solo album in 78. So there you go.
Maria says, I'm hoping Richard Marx, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, or the Nelson Brothers. Have to see who's touring in the summer.
Is Richard Marx growing out his hair? I just saw a picture of well, I'm always looking for Daisy, of course. Daisy Fuentes. Where's Daisy? She's not jealous, so she doesn't care. She always goes, if they'll have you, have a good time. It's funny, I don't say that to her because she can't walk into Winners and so some guy starts talking to her.
Sohung says, I'm in LA right now, and in a couple hours we'll see Aha for the second night.
Ah, tonight?
Yeah.
Hey, that's so cool.
Cool.
One of the greatest videos of all time, huh? To this day, people, when you ask, remember, Take On Me, that was just like crazy. That was so well done.
Ghetto says, this is for you, John. Pedialyte is a must on keto. I have lost 80 pounds on keto and have to drink a bottle of Pedialyte every 3 days.
So what's Pedialyte?
So Pedialyte is where it's not unlike Gatorade where you get the electrolytes.
Oh,
so
thank you.
Very similar. So a lot of times Pedialyte they give to kids, seniors.
Shannon doesn't forget anything, and I mean anything. And that's a good thing. And sometimes, But anyway, Shannon will make sure I get some. Thanks, Shannon.
And even Surfer Boy said, hey, my mother's left foot gets pain. Weirdly, that's how I know she's dehydrated.
Wow, eh? I know, I appreciate this because I'm okay. I went to get my eyes checked the other day. Maybe 2 weeks ago, was it? Yeah. And the guy says, oh, you had a detached retina. Which eye was it? And I went, I don't know. He said, how can you not know? I said, I don't know. And then I said, I broke my arm and I had to really think about which arm it was. Then I realized it was my right arm. He says, you broke your arm? You don't know? You couldn't tell? I said, I'm really disconnected with my body. It's really weird. I've got this kind of mental... Birthdays are the same way. I can't remember anybody... Okay, I remember her birthday. Remember my kids' birthdays.
But here's a good thing. When you go for an eye exam, even though you don't they'll know when they just...
It was my left eye, right?
It was your left. Yes, left
yes,
eye,
that's right.
Right arm.
That's right. Left. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Bad.
Yes.
This is what's called group effort. See, this is how we roll. It's like, what was the name of that
when
again?
Shannon was selling new homes, her partner, Charles, who she worked with, he would always look at Shannon and say, okay, what was her names again? Because Shannon's amazing with names.
Names and addresses.
And things I've done wrong. She remembers those. I don't know.
Yes. Fraser, guys, check out a guy named Jared Lawson. Very Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder. He's amazing.
Let me write it down. Okay.
Yeah, Jared Lawson.
Where is it? Oh, Jared Lawson. Okay, I'll write it down.
Robertson, haven't gone to a concert since the pandemic began. Have no plans for 2022 yet, but hope to catch Elton, Doobies, Billy Joel later this year. Sad because we used to average over 15 shows a year. And there is a
Jared Lawson.
Lot of people like yourself who've gone to a ton of shows.
We can't right now because of Shannon and Danica, but sooner or later, I mean, what are you going to do? We have to be careful. I will, any shot there is, and let's not get into that. Anyway, we'll get it. So I'm sorry I even mentioned that because that's just going to open a can of worms.
Melody says, hey, from Saskatchewan.
Hey.
Hike for Mike said.
She was on this morning, thank you.
Hike for Mike said, I finally broke down my city girl wife into a country girl, but it took a while.
Wow. We always say Shannon's a...
But I came from a smaller town, so I was kind of coming back to... But I've always been out west and out east.
I do, I like the fact that Shannon is at home now, but I always liked... she always took my breath away when she put on her beautiful dresses and her high heels and take off. I'd always want to take a picture of her, and she'd always go, I don't like my picture taken, honey, you know that. But she'd always let me take a picture of her. She says, you can't put it on social media, right? Because she doesn't like to do that.
It's not my thing.
Any
It's not my
pictures
thing.
of her on Facebook are pictures I've taken. She doesn't do selfies.
It's not my thing.
Yeah.
Getty says, do you foresee Nick Collins as studio or touring drummer for Peter Gabriel?
No, he has Manu Cachet, so he met Peter Gabriel, as I said in the thing, and it was really nice because he knew he had never met Peter Gabriel before until the last night, the Genesis tour, and they couldn't bring people in backstage during the Genesis tour because Phil's weak, of course, and any of the members don't want to get sick because that would mean they'd have to cancel the tour. And I'm not sure what's going on with Phil Collins, but he looks ill. He does not look well. So I think time was of the essence with that situation. Not that I want to start a rumor, but I remember the last time I saw Karen Carpenter on the Merv Griffin show, and he said she looked great. I remember thinking, he said what to her? He said, "Oh, Karen, you look great." And everyone, I mean, no one knew what anorexia was back then, or at least I didn't. And I remember thinking, she's going to die. Something's wrong with her. She's got something. And so I hope Phil's healthier than I think he is, but he doesn't look well.
Robert Bouchard, great channel.
Thank you. Thanks, Robert.
Orbitson, did any of your neighbors know who you were before you moved into the hood?
They don't care. I don't think people care.
I don't think so.
And you can't, it's not one of the, I don't do one of those things where, if I was an actor, I wouldn't go around telling people that I do this. And if you tell people, they have to figure it out by themselves. And then you have to downplay it. I've been in radio 39 years because the second you start sounding boastful at all, the energy in the room changes because radio guys are known as the bottom feeders of entertainment. I mean, other radio guys might not feel that way, but the second we get on stage to introduce a band, you can tell there's 15,000 people looking up at you saying, "Get the hell off the stage, radio guy." And that's okay. Sorry, I've got to blow my nose.
Douglas Schwabe, hello from Pittsburgh. I enjoy these daily live streams. Keep them coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, because we were just talking about that, and that has been...
the live video do the best.
Yeah, they seem to really... it's a great way for you to obviously connect, right? Gennaro, Will Smith is banned from the Oscars for 10 years because of the slap with Chris Rock. Yeah, we actually just heard about that too today.
Yeah, Shannon told me, I says, "Thanks, honey, but that news is 4 hours late." And
Okay, it was 2 hours late.
Was it?
Yeah, it was only 2 hours late.
Sorry,
Come
honey.
on.
Sorry.
I know he's up on it like this.
I'll be good. I didn't report on the other channel because the other channel is this far away from being monetized. And once we're monetized, I can go on live, which is something I enjoy doing. I don't know why my mouth gets so wet when I'm on live broadcasting. It never happens anywhere else. That's too much information. I realize that. I know that.
What? Irene says, grew up 30 minutes out of Boston, 10,000 people, met hubby and now live in rural.
Oh,
PA,
wow.
Out in the country.
I like the pictures you put up, Irene. They're really, really cool. The Addams Family. Doodle-doo-doo.
Pumpkin King saw Can Heat twice last week.
Oh,
Seeing
cool.
Steve Hackett tomorrow night. Cool.
Yeah, Steve's he's one of the nicest human beings I've ever interviewed. Really just decent guy. The fact, I said this many times on the channel, but the fact that he'll go on there and he'll go, "Hey, John, you're looking fine." Thanks, Steve Hackett.
Ermine, John, do you like Alice Cooper's From the Inside, given there are Elton John peeps who worked on it?
Yeah, Bernie Taupin. Some of the band. I'm not an Alice Cooper fan, even though I would love to sit down and talk to him. And now we're going into an area where when people, unfortunately, we don't live in a major city, so none of the big guys are going to come here. But I'm going to start branching out and talking to people in person. The only problem with that is you get your equipment ready, you go there and you set it up and you're doing this big interview, and it's great to see them in person. You'll get an autograph and a picture and all that stuff, but it takes 20 times the effort, and I'm being generous. It's probably a lot more to talk to someone in person. When I was at a radio station, they'd just come in, I'd be all set up, but we didn't get video back then.
Side Kickster, sorry if I didn't see your comment before. I'm not sure if you saw my comment, but he's seeing James Taylor in June up to Red Rocks Outdoor Amphitheater to see Chris Tomlin in May.
I saw James Taylor outside at the P&E, the Pacific National Exhibition, in 92. One of the best concerts I ever saw. Really good.
And you have a snowman Live chat. Thank you. For my
thanks,
birthday, I'm
Norm.
buying a Leonard Skyward in Atlantic
Oh,
City.
Leonard Skinner. Oh, you said Skyward, yeah.
So Leonard Skinner.
Yeah,
said Skyward.
I bet you it corrected you, right? It gave you.
I thought Leonard Skinner, but I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I don't know why it said Skyward. Yeah, it's probably auto correct. I think it does that on
For
here.
his birthday, he's buying a Leonard Skinner in Atlantic City. Wow.
Mm-hmm. They put on a good show, and they're on the way out as far as retirement. So pretty soon.
As Gennaro said, please press the like button.
Thanks,
We
Gennaro.
appreciate it.
Thank you. If you're watching and you're hanging out and enjoying us, most of the time I'm downstairs in my studio reporting on breaking news.
Ooh.
Breaking news.
Heavy Mayo, keto depletes electrolytes. So there you go. You got to make sure that.
See, I didn't know that. See, isn't that interesting?
Well, now you do.
Listen, I really appreciate this because I had no idea. And all of a sudden I'm getting really sore and I'm eating salads. And I'm going, isn't that mostly water?
Not only is this musical, this is medical.
Help John
So
Beaudin.
we're like covering everything here. Douglas says, hopefully Red Hot Chili Peppers will tour this year.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever interviewed Yngve Malmsteen? No, but I talked to, what's his name? Oh, God, I forget his name. He was in Journey for 10 Seconds. It'll come to me. And he had mentioned that, someone will mention who it is. I can't remember his name. The good-looking guy. He was in Journey for such a short time. What is he in? Sons of Apollo? Is that the name of the band? I don't know that much about the guy, even though I interviewed him. Anyway, he sort of insinuated that his time with Yngve was sort of not a good time for him. Someone's going to give me his name. What's going on? I'll get his name.
Calvin says, greetings from Cleveland, Ohio. Great show as always, John
Thank you.
and Shannon. Thank you. Welcome.
I'm going to look up his name. I feel like someone.
Tortoro Porco, Penticton girls are the best. My first crush was a cute Ukrainian girl from Penticton. Woohoo! Us Pentictonites.
Ukrainian women are beautiful. Journey Band. I can't believe Jeff Scott Soto, thank you. Anthony, you're the man. Yes, I haven't talked to him. It's been 5 years since I've talked to him. He was, and I told him at one point, I says, you're probably one of the nicest guys I've ever interviewed. And he says, why you seem surprised? Yeah, Maria Day, thank you. And he says, what, do you think that's sucky? And he didn't mean it in a bad way because he didn't want to come across as a, sort of a really good, nice, I think maybe the bad boy thing's still around him. I said, no, I'm sorry, but you're just a good guy. Sorry. And he laughed, but it was a phone interview, but he's genuinely a nice guy. He makes an effort. When you go to a party and you're uncomfortable and some guy comes up to you or some lady comes up to you and really makes an effort and you're the only person in the room and they really want to get to know you and you don't know if it's real or not, but at least they've rescued you. Someone that makes an effort. Jeff was like that. And that's all I have to say about that.
Darren, okay, this is funny. John, that looks like a shirt full of stamps. I wonder how much in postage it would be cost to ship that.
I've never thought of that, but yeah.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Thank
funny.
you. Thanks for making us laugh. 57 likes.
Yay!
Please press the like button and subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get to 100,000. We'll be this weekend at 91,000. So we're getting there. So that's kind of a cool thing.
From Anthony. Sorry, I'm really kind of behind still.
Oh, I know, it's hard. And it jumps up.
In the feed here. John, do you ever get to interview John Mayle? He is a very nice man. You should try to get him for an interview.
I tried, and a few years ago, I forget what happened. I think I probably can tell you what happened. Nothing. There's a few people that I'm always getting urged to interview, and he was one of them back then. So I tried, but never heard back. But I'm not good with follow through. So this woman's really good with follow through. She's really good with follow through.
Yep, me, just keep checking off.
She has to close the file.
As we said before.
Mm-hmm.
From Chuck, have you ever interviewed someone with a very heavy English accent and you could not understand them?
No, but excuse me, Scottish accent. Dan McCafferty of Nazareth, their original major and lead singer. He was on the phone. The phone quality wasn't good. I just talked to Pete Agnew, who's the last remaining member of Nazareth, from that heyday. And I told him about that. And he says, Dan can Americanize his accent. I said, someone just told me that a few days ago. And he said, yeah, when he was in North America, we'd noticed that he spoke clearer because he knew he was hard to understand when he spoke. But if you got Dan, and he still lives close to Dan McCafferty in Scotland, and he says, if you get us together at a pub, you can anyone from North America can barely understand what the hell we're talking about. So it was Scottish guys, the two guys from Nazareth, because Dan released a solo album a couple years ago.
Hike with Mike, I always thought Stephen Bishop was truly underrated. He had some great songs.
He has a new book coming out, so I'm going after Stephen. I know he read my messages on Facebook, and I've asked him at least 2 times for an interview, but we're going back in. I'm going to get an interview with Stephen Bishop. I love the man. He's very funny. He's incredibly funny. And he used to hang out with Phil Collins and all the pack way back in the 80s.
Wade B says Iron Maiden will play in Spokane, Washington later this year.
Oh, is that right? Cool. Yeah. They're one of the biggies.
From Orbison, John, Shannon, do you guys have any concert plans? How far would you have to travel to get to a major venue to see one?
Halifax and Montreal. Halifax closer. Montreal. They just released new tickets for Elton John in Toronto. I'm not sure if I'm going to see Elton John again. I'm not in that situation. I don't. What I mean by that is he's too far away and tickets are too expensive, and we can't afford that kind of stuff. YouTube, you got to watch your spending on YouTube, and YouTube's with my radio job is supporting us now, so it's not always. 1 month is good, the other month is not good. You got to be careful. And she's the one that looks after the bills.
Edwin says, have you ever talked with Jeff Beck?
She's ignoring me.
Jeff Beck.
No, I'd like to. I think I just talk about Blow by Blow over and over again. You know that time you released Blow by Blow? That was like the best album of all time.
Thanks, Fraser. Guys, you can put a graphic on your video asking you to subscribe, just like your Rock History logo.
We're going to, on Ecamm, I was just telling Shannon before we came on Ecamm, you can have a rollout that just basically comes out and it says different things like Shannon's going to trade me in for 320s.
What? It used to be when I'd trade him in for 220s, but now it's 230s.
Now I'm 62, so
it's 230s I'm trading in for.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe 340s.
What? Yeah. No. I don't know. Free will, I guess.
Thanks, Maria. Come on, folks. Hit the like button.
Hit the like button. Thank you.
Surfer Boy, this is the Rock and Roll Wellness Channel.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I got this pain.
That is priceless.
Doctor, it hurts when I do that. Then stop doing that.
Laura says, hey guys, how are you doing tonight? Pete from Riverview. Hey, Pete.
Hey, Riverview. He's our Riverview friend.
Yay.
Pete, I tell you, we're going to hang out. We got to hang out. We don't know a lot of people here, but we know Pete from Riverview. So come on.
Zuma Dog, you need to check out John Bon Jovi's vocals on 2022 tour. He totally lost his voice.
Is that right?
Yeah, and he said it's crazy they still touring. Check. It's beyond imagination.
I will check it out. I've heard off and on through the last few years about his voice. But, Shannon's major thing about his voice is it's usually, I'd give that guy an hour of my time. Did I just say that with my outside?
Floyd the Barber, good evening, John and Shannon. Hi, Floyd. Hope all is well. How
good looking is John Bon Jovi? He's pretty good
He's
looking.
cute, yeah. Pulsar Lights, do you ever interview anyone from Heavy Metal Parking Lot?
No. I don't do a lot of heavy metal because there are so many great heavy metal vloggers, and it's not a genre that I really care about too much. Yeah. Someone said, Fraser says, John is 62. What the bloop? Yep, I'm 62.
Mark says, Snowman wants to know, will Pink Floyd tour?
No. They clearly said it was a one-off song for that. And Nick Mason's touring with Saucerful of Secrets. Lee Harris, who is his guitarist, we've had him on our channel, and we're going to finish that interview because Lee just contacted me a few months ago and says, hey, John, we're going to go back out, so if you want to release the rest of the interview. And Lee lives in this wonderful place, this old homestead that he renovated in France. Just amazing place. And it took so much time to renovate. And he was, I think, in it when we talked. Lee Harris is an amazing guy. He's just a crazy ass guitarist.
Tortoro Porco, are you guys getting closer to your Patreon setup? I'd love to subscribe.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for saying that. We've got all our interviews set up. We're going to start downloading. We were going to start downloading them because I thought Chase had started doing it and just made them private. But he hasn't done it because he's had a new job and he's sort of divided. Right now, we're, I think, 14 interviews behind because Chase is not working with me right now. But he told me in the last few days that he's going to get on to basically doing an interview a day because he can pay his rent that way. He can save money for a car that way. So he's realizing that extra income is a very good thing. He's learning the value of $1 or $2. He's just, he's 18.
Blaze, Brother John, and Sister Shannon, greetings from...
Where is it?
Injun?
I don't know where that.
In Utah. It's a beautiful spring evening in Cedar City.
I don't think I know the place.
Blow by Blow was our vinyl choice this morning. Loved it. Smooth jazz.
Well, it's a little harder than smooth. Yeah, it's kind of smooth jazz on. I can't even say it on this because I'll get demonetized. If you say a bad word, any kind of word connected, we got a super chat. Oh, wow.
From Ghetto. Well, if YouTube supports you, let's do it.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much.
Who would be your top 5 people to interview that you have never interviewed before? Top 5 haven't interviewed.
By the way, thank you so much. That's very, very kind of you. That is very rare. And thank you. Listen.
Very thoughtful.
Thank you.
Top 5.
Elton John.
Okay.
Steve Perry.
Yes.
Paul McCartney.
Yes.
Ringo Starr.
Yes.
And
one more.
Probably maybe Stevie Wonder. I'd love to interview Stevie Wonder.
Wow. I didn't know Stevie Wonder.
You know, when Chase was learning to play the drums, we had the entire Stevie Wonder discography, every single last song that he played, and Chase was learning to play a lot of and then one day he came up to me and says, Dad, Steve played drums on some of these songs. I said, yeah, I know. Because he could play any instrument, right? So Chase learned to play a lot of his earlier stuff, which was kind of cool. And loves the drumming, even the stuff that other drummers, of course, a lot of other drummers were on there. But thank you, by the way. That's very, very kind of you.
Spiritual.
Goes towards advertising.
Pete says, yes, you do, LOL. Yeah, we can hang sometime. Could invite you guys over to listen to a few tunes. I'm a big music buff myself. Would love to pick your brain on music. Talk as well.
If you go into the About page, and that goes for anybody watching, if you go into the About button on our website, my email address is just there, johnbeaudin@icloud.com. Email me anytime. If anybody who wants to talk about music, especially if you're near us. I love music, guys. I love talking. Remember when we were in high school, we used to always do that? We'd all sit down. There'd be big parties, and the only thing that would make us get up, if you were a guy, was the hottest girl in school over there, and you'd go say, I'm going to see if I can, talk to her, if you had the nerve to, which I never really did. But all the guys would be sitting down listening to music and playing DJ for the party, and that's what would happen. And I most of the time I was too shy to even play DJ, but if it was my gang, I'd always play DJ.
Edwin Speaks, your live stream cheers me up. My health has not been good, so you help me a lot. Great.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. We were just saying this morning that we have a lot of friends who are going through a lot of medical things, and Shannon's been watching a lot of medical shows on Netflix. What's the one you were watching just recently?
Lenox Hill.
Lenox Hill. Does anybody watch that?
In Greenwich Village. Yeah, it was actually a documentary. It was really good.
Yeah, multi-part.
I think it was released in 2019.
Was it?
Yeah.
Just before the and then they go into the pandemic.
It was so good.
But anyway, we're just watching that about. We know so many people who are going through things, so I'm really sorry to hear that. I mean, sometimes life sucks, man. But thank you for the kind words, and I hope you're feeling better soon.
Floyd the Barber, John, you have such a great interview with Randy Bachman of Bachman Turner Overdrive. Have you ever interviewed Fred Turner?
No, I asked him about Fred. He says Fred's kind of retired, but I'm gonna get a hold of Coco, who is Tal Bachman, his son, his partner, and she probably will have a number, and I'd like to interview. He deserves his time. I'd love to. I'm doing that history of Canadian music, and I'd like to interview him. And he was a big part of Backman Turner Overdrive. Well, he was the second vocalist, right? They both sang a lot.
James says, hope tomorrow finds life loving you. Art matters. Hi, chat.
Thanks.
Peace and love, gang.
Oh, see, you guys know we're winding it up because at the top of the hour. Well, Danica has her phone time with Shannon, and
it's Scrabble time. I know it's intense, but it's at 10 p.m. and it's like she lets me know. So
anyone who knows an autistic kid knows it's by the book.
It's like, yeah, we can sway it a couple minutes here and there, but I like to get their phone time in.
Anthony says, "Oh yeah, Fred Turner is a heck of a nice guy. Yeah, he seems like just the nicest man in the world." So thank you for planting that bug. I will. Randy asked me to circle back because he and Tal are releasing an album together, and he said, we should do another interview. He really enjoyed the interview. He really, really did. He likes to talk a lot, and he enjoys the stories, and is really. That's why he has a radio show. He's really good at it, and we got a lot of response, especially with the Eddie Van Halen story where he knew Eddie and Danica too loud. She's on a program called Prologue to Go. No, that's not. Is that Prologue? Yeah, Prologue to Go.
Prologue Quo to Go.
Prologue Quo to Go. She talks with her iPad.
So if you hear a voice in the background, or sometimes she's doing a little bit of singing, she's our little sidekick there.
She's our sidekick,
right? Yeah. Pete says, you could come by my work and meet in person. I work for Sleep Country. Maybe I'll sell you a mattress at the same time.
Oh, is this in Riverview?
Yeah. I don't know if you're at Sleep Country. Is there?
Well, you'll recognize us.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, well, we should come and see you. Where do you live? Where do you work at Sleep Country? Is it in Riverview? Is there one in Riverview? Yeah, let us know. Yeah, I'd love to meet you, of course.
Art Matter says, I'm Asperger's, and yeah, it's by the book. Right?
Yeah, we know so many people. Oh, Jan Hammer in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Rolling Stone. Oh, interview with Jan Hammer. I don't think I would interview. Yeah, I don't know if I would. Even though I loved Rolling Stone growing up, he'd get a lot of flack because people like to throw stones at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the whole Dolly Parton thing just disgusted me. That they wouldn't take her off the ballot. Oh, the ballots have already been set. Who cares? Then don't count them. Go to the next person. Honor her wishes. Hi, Shan.
Hey, Jason Schultz. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Hey, Jason. Have a real nice weekend. And thanks. I appreciate everyone who's come on here. Please like our video. It does make a difference. It's amazing. All these years I haven't been saying like our videos.
And thank you, everyone, for the super chats this evening. We so appreciate it.
It goes towards advertising, and this channel certainly needs it. I notice that a lot of the people who do what I do, they get mentioned whenever I go into. So I know they're spending money on advertising, and it's a smart thing to do. I'm not saying anything negative about them. I should have done that a long time ago. You piggyback off another site basically, and whenever they're doing a video, your video shows up on the side. It'll come up organically a lot of the time. It will, if it's a video that does well, or else you can help it along a little bit by advertising your video. And we haven't done that. We basically got all our hits organically. That's how it worked. And so that has to change. And whenever someone donates money to us, we put it towards advertising, because this channel really should. It's easy for me to say because reputation is someone else's business. I can say, oh, my channel should be bigger. Everyone thinks their channel should be bigger. But we do a lot of work, and we could push it along. And the TV just went off. Oh, look, it's like a...
Melody R says, my 21-year-old son has severe autism.
Oh, wow.
Edwin Speaks piped in, I have an Asperger's son. He keeps close to the rules, LOL.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a way that actually kind of we find for Danica. It sort of calms her because she knows what to expect and it's predictable. So that kind of keeps her in check. So that's what we notice. I mean, she's okay for changing things up, but she.
But remember we noticed one thing. We'd ask her, and she's right there listening to us talk about her. We'd ask her things like, "Oh, tomorrow we're having KD or something." She has natural KD because she can't eat normal KD. And then we'd say, oh, you can have a hamburger. But in the schedule, if it says KD, but even if she likes hamburger more, we figured out that she doesn't know how to make the choice. It's in the schedule, so she has to have it because it's in the schedule, even though she might like hamburger more if we want to change it. So we started realizing it's a chicken or the egg thing. We went, oh, wow.
So now we're working on choices. Would you like this or would you like this?
Choices. And you can't give her too many things to do or else she'll get mixed up. Look at the screensaver's up. What the heck is that?
Fraser J says, you guys are awesome.
Thanks.
Jason, love your channel
Thanks
very
for the
much.
banners.
Later again to the party, darn. Late again to the party, darn.
Well, in the next few weeks, we'll invite some of you if you just want to come on with us. If you want to talk rock and roll and just come on, you're more than welcome. And with this software, you can. We can send you an invitation on your email, and you can come on. We can only do it with people we know. But if you want to come on and talk about rock and roll with us, you're able to do that. So, she wants to. She knows what time it is.
That's our sign.
Come here. Well, we can. Okay. Want to say hi? Okay, we'll let her say hi. Say hi. There she goes. We said we wouldn't have her on video anymore, but now and then she can say hi, and that's all. I mean, there are people who do YouTube videos, and it borders on exploiting their child a little bit, but our videos are not about Danica, and it's nice for you to see her face and just to see, oh, there she is.
She's pretty darn happy.
She's really happy because it's her phone. Okay, love you guys.
Thank you so much. Always appreciate your time. Till next week, next Friday.
Take incredibly good. I don't even look at. Here we are, and I don't know how to turn this thing off. Oh, finish. It's a button called finish. Love you guys. Take good care of yourself.
Bye.
And we'll see you in the next few days if news breaks. But thank you again for humoring us tonight. Okay, take care.
Bye.